Welcome back to my urban stories. Today, we peel back the millennia to explore a mystery that has stumped experts for over 150 years. The true origin story of the Karnak Temple Complex. This is not just any ruin. Spanning nearly 100 hectares area, large enough to comfortably fit 10 European cathedrals, Karnak is the second most visited site in all of Egypt after the Giza pyramids, and arguably the most crucial religious heart of ancient Egyptian civilization. 4 generations. Archaeologists walked among these towering gates and silent halls, debating its beginnings. The timeline was fiercely contested. Did Karnak emerge around 3000 BCE, rooted in the earliest dynastic foundations, or was it a later development, closer to 2000 BCE? The answer determines everything we know about the earliest elites who established this sacred location. What was then the ancient capital of Thebes? But recently, that long-standing debate has finally been settled. A team of international researchers, spearheaded by the University of Southampton and Uppsala University, completed a comprehensive geoarchaeological survey that delivered details about Karnak's evolution never before seen. Their findings, published in the journal Antiquity, confirmed that the earlier 3000 BCE date is simply invalid. Instead, the evidence strongly supports the later timeline, revealing a fascinating story about why this specific location was chosen. This isn't just a date correction, it's a profound revision of history. The key to this breakthrough lies beneath the surface. Literally, this wasn't a traditional dig. It was a geoarchaeological survey. The team analyzed 61 sediment core drilled from within and around the complex, examining the layers of mud, silt, and ceramic fragments dating back 3 millennia. For the first time, we have a clear scientific constraint on the age of this site. We analyzed the ancient fluvial deposits, the sediments left by the Niland. What they told us was unmistakable. Before about 2520 BCE, this entire area was perpetually inundated by fast-flowing Nile. It simply was not a stable spot for permanent, monumental construction. The site only became viable when the Nilus channels split and scoured deeper beds to the west and east, creating a slightly higher, naturally fortified island of landifluvial terrace, segments surrounded by water. This high ground was the ideal choice for builders seeking stability above the unpredictable floodline. This is why it was initially called Ipit, which beautifully translates to the most chosen place. This environmental discovery had a profound spiritual resonance. According to Old Kingdom creation myths, the world began with the primeval mound, the first piece of dry land, emerging from the chaotic waters of none. Karnak's natural island foundation perfectly mirrored this ultimate act of creation. The builders weren't just choosing a practical spot. They were architecturally embodying the very genesis of their cosmos. With the land secure, construction began approximately 4,000 years ago, firmly establishing Karnak in the Middle Kingdom Sea. 2055 to 1650 BCE. This was a time when the power center shifted to Thebes' modern-day Luxor, and with it, the local Theban deity, Amun, rose to national prominence. Amun, initially a relatively minor god of air and mystery, was synchronized with the powerful solar deity, Ra, to become Amun-Ra, the king of the gods. Karnak became his principal place of worship, a living, breathing estate dedicated to sustaining the cosmic order. The earliest structures were modest, a small temple and a secret lake, but their groundwork was laid. Karnak quickly became the ultimate meeting point between Amun-Ra, the highest ruler of the cosmos, and the pharaoh, the highest ruler on earth. It was a mirror of religious devotion, essential to maintaining the Mahat, or cosmic balance. This traditional building became the defining feature of, unlike other temples built by a single pharaoh, Karnak became a colossal architectural diary, added to by over 30 different pharaohs across 1,500 years. It reflected the fluctuating fortunes of the entire Egyptian empire. Karnak reached its zenith during the New Kingdom c. 1550 to 1070 BCE, the era of the great imperial pharaohs. Every subsequent ruler felt compelled to cement their legacy by adding to Karnak's growing splendor. Thutmose, I started the tradition of erecting massive, solidifying the complex's link to the sun god Ra. The great female pharaoh, Hatshepsut, added to more magnificent obelisks, including one that stood as the tallest in Egypt. She also built the beautiful red Chapulabad shrine for Amen, her successor. Thutmose III, known as the Napoleon of Egypt, constructed the massive festival hall and inscribed the annals of his campaigns onto the stone walls, turning the temple into a political record as well as a sacred space. But perhaps the most breathtaking contribution came during the reigns of Seti I and his son Ramses II. They built the Great Hypostyle Hall. This immense space, covering 54,000 square feet, is supported by 134 giant columns, the central 12 soaring almost 80 feet high, standing airy, surrounded by columns carved with dizzying reliefs and inscriptions. It is easy to understand why the ancient Egyptians considered this the very home of their gods. The complex expanded to honor the entire Theban triad, the main precinct of Amun-Ra, the southern precinct of his consort Mut, and the northern precinct of their son, the moon god Khonsu. Karnak was not just a temple. It was a massive working estate, employing tens of thousands of priests, craftsmen, and laborers. Even as the new kingdom waned, construction continued. Later dynasties, including the late period and the Ptolemies, added grand features like the imposing first pylon and the famous Avenue of Sphinx connecting Karnak to Luxor Temple. Unfortunately, as with many pagan sites, Karnak eventually suffered decline. In the 4th century CE, the spiritual tides turned. As Roman Emperor Constantine I embraced Christianity, he commanded the closure of pagan temples across Egypt. Karnak slowly began to be abandoned. We have physical evidence of this abandonment. The massive obelisk of Thutmose III was shipped out on Constantine's orders and eventually re-erected in Rome. Over the centuries, the river shifted, sand buried the walls, and the complex lay mostly forgotten except for the local villagers. It is from them that the modern Arabic name derives. Karnak, meaning fortified village. The true rebirth came in the 19th century. It was Napoleon Bonaparte's campaign in Egypt and Syria that truly brought Karnak back into the global spotlight. French researchers and engineers dedicated significant time to studying the immense complex, finally exposing the magnificence of this fortified village to the European public. Final sweeping drone shot. Montage of the core drilling, the hypostyle hall, and the modern tourists from a tiny, unstable island in the Nile, established around 2000 BCE, to the powerhouse of the ancient Egyptian faith. Karnak's journey is truly incredible. Thanks to modern geoarchaeology, we can now appreciate its origins with a clarity that eluded experts for over a century. The story of Karnak is no longer just a story of ambitious pharaohs It is the story of a river landscape that shaped a spiritual belief. The pharaohs didn't just build a temple. They recognized and sanctified a place that was, by its very geography, the primeval Amun-Ra spot of creation. The next challenge, as Karnak remains the heart of Luxor's tourism, is preservation, battling the rising water table and the passage of time. But for now, we can stand on this chosen place, look up at the soaring columns, and know that we are standing exactly where the ancient Egyptians believed their world began. What part of Karnak's colossal history fascinates you the most? Is it the geological origins, the monumental architecture, or the connection to the primeval mound myth? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the ancient world.